Hello and welcome to the Penny Auction Wizards demonstration video. In this video we're going to walk through the initial setup of your administration panel. This video is assuming that you've purchased the software and one of our installers or yourself have installed the software successfully. So the first thing you're going to do after the installation is completed is you're going to visit your admin panel, and that is located at www.yoursite.com/web A as in Andrew, D as in Donald, M as in Mother /. So that's yoursite.com/webadm/. And that'll bring you to this lovely administration login screen. So the default login is admin and the password is admin. So this is the administration panel. The very first step of this is obviously going to be to configure your website initially so that everything works fine. Just a couple notes off the beginning of this demonstration. I just want to direct your attention over here. This shows your current date and time of your server. If this time does not match your server settings, then you want to contact Penny Auction Wizards support, and they can go into your server and they can change the server settings. So as long as the date and the time match, then you're good to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to the very bottom of the administration panel and click on Site Setting, which is here. Now in the very first setting you want to set up is the email setting. You want to make sure that this email matches your domain. So for instance, if your domain is yourbids.com, you want to make sure that it's an email that's specified at support at yoursite.com or yourbids.com. In this case, we're in the Penny Auction Wizards demo, so the email is correct at support at pennyauctionwizards.com. The next setting is the sales phone number. You want to make sure that whatever phone number you're going to use, if at all, for your new Penny Auction website, you want to enter that in there. The phone number that you enter here is going to show up on your contact page. On some templates it also shows up in the help section. The next setting is your bid price. The bid price is important because this deals with the calculation of your buy now as well as your global price settings and your reporting settings. So if your bid price is 60 cents, which is pretty standard for most penny auctions, you would enter 0.60. The max discount of the buy now. This has to do with your global buy now settings. If you set this at 100%, then users who are bidding on your auctions, and if you have buy now enabled, will get a maximum discount of 100%. So what that means is if your bids are set at let's say $1 per bid, and you have this set to 100%, what that means is if you have an auction that is listed at $100 and somebody spends 100 bids on the auction, each time they bid, the price will fall, or the buy now price will fall by $1, or equivalent to the bid price. After 100 bids, it would be possible for the person to get the item for free because they've already paid the complete value of the product. Now, this works well if you have discounted products or have wholesale items. The discount of the halfback bids, this is in a percentage as well. So you want to set that at 50%. If you do use the halfback bids option in the auction, this specifies how many bids to give back in a percentage to the winner of the auction. So for instance, if somebody wins the auction and they bid 100 bids to win the auction, they would get 50 bids back, or 50% of the bids placed in the auction back. The avatar feature is the feature that you see on the front of the website. When users are bidding in the auction, a picture or avatar will show up of their while they're bidding. You can enable or disable that. These two options here have to deal with win limits. You can set win limits per month, and this is how many auctions somebody's allowed to win, or per week. You can also set that to 0, which makes it unlimited. The featured auction count, that has to do with how many featured auctions you're going to show on the front page of your site. These are the horizontal auctions that show in the main part of the auction. Typically, with most penny auction templates that we offer, 20 is the right setting. That's 5 per row and 4 rows of 5. Some of our templates have a maximum of 4 across, so 12 would be the proper setting for that. In this case, 20 would be the right one for the main default template. The timeout, timeout option. This basically prevents people from idling on your auction for a long period of time. You can set that generally to 30 seconds, or sorry, in minutes. So you can set this to 10 minutes, which is a good setting. If a user is idle on your site for longer than 10 minutes, a pop-up window will show and ask the user, "Are you still there?" If they click OK, the auction timers will continue. The bid history count is how many bidders show in the auction details. The standard setting is 10 for most templates. Sometimes our templates include more. If you do order a template that does require more or less, the installer will change this for you. The date refresh rate is a standard setting that shouldn't be changed, but this can be adjusted. This is how many times in fractions of a second or half a second or 1 second that the timer will refresh. You can set this to a minimum of 0.02. You want to make sure that you have a lightning fast server if you're going to set this to a low rate. The refresh rate, this is the timeout refresh rate. Again, you want to leave these two settings alone. The tax enable, if you are going to charge tax on your site, if you enable this, you can scroll down to the bottom here and select your country, and you can select where you are, province-wise or state-wise, and then you can set your tax rate. Now, the important thing to note with the tax setting is that you will only be charging tax to people in your own state and your own country. So if I'm located in France, for instance, anybody located in this province or state will be charged my tax rate. Anybody outside of that will not be charged that tax rate. And this conforms with international tax standards. The next setting is the flash banner. On the front of your website, on most of our templates, you have the ability to use a flex banner. The flex banner shows live running auctions inside it, and along with a running timer and a bid button. The SEO URL support is an option that allows users to see the product URL and the product description in the URL itself. The next setting is the admin bid up to, or bid type. You can change this from single bid or auto bid. Your auto bidders will show up as in the bid history as either auto bidder or single bidder. Administrative auto bidders are generally used for diagnostic purposes. The bid up to is another similar auto bidder, admin auto bidder, but the difference between the admin auto bidder and the bid up to auto bidder, the admin auto bidder will bid against regular users in order to act as a reserve mechanism for diagnostic purposes. Or the bid up to is a secondary administrative auto bidder diagnostic tool that will send two administrative auto bidders to bid against each other up to a certain amount. Again, you can choose which you want them to show up as. The live map feature, also known as QLive, which appears on Quibids. This live map feature will show a map above the auction that's being bid on. Every time a user bids on an auction, a peg will show the user's location. It's important to note that admin auto bidders also have this feature as well, so you can simulate this as well. You have two options if it's enabled. You can choose the JavaScript or the Flash map. JavaScript is Google's new JavaScript map. It also allows Apple users and Apple products to use it, whereas the Flash map is exclusive to essentially Windows and Android-based apps. The show map info if it's enabled, will show an additional information window inside the map that shows additional user information. The social enable and disable button allows you to display social network buttons that link back to your social network properties. So for instance, if you have a Facebook website and you enable this, you can set Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and other various social properties and the backlinks for that. This is a global and allow and min auto bidder function. You can enable or disable it. When disabled, min auto bidders will not be allowed to be used in your auction. We do recommend that you do that. Check duplicate registration IP. If you have a problem where you are giving away free bids during your auction launch, and you find that you're getting a lot of people registering simply for the bid promotion, then enabling this option will prevent people from registering from the same IP address with multiple accounts. Typically, you can make an exception to this if multiple people from the same household are trying to register. But what we found is that when you do offer a significant bid promotion upon sign up, users will tend to avoid buying bid packs and will register multiple accounts on your site. This simply will block this. It's not perfect. It will not block proxy signups, but it does go a long way for the simple user who is using multiple accounts on your site. The date format, this is pretty straightforward. Whether you're in Europe or Canada or whether you're in the United States, you can change your date format on how it displays in both your admin panel and your website. The value price bid limit. This prevents users from essentially blowing their brains out on your site. This is responsible mod. What this means is when this is enabled, users are not capable of bidding more than the value of the product. So again, we'll use the analogy example of the $1 per bid. So if you have more than $1 per bid, or if you have $1 per bid on your site and you have an auction of $100, if a user bids or attempts to bid more than 100 bids, which would be the equivalent of the total value of the auction, this mod will prevent them from bidding further. So in this case, you would not have a user who bid $200 for a $100 product by using 200 bids. Instead, when they get to the final bid of the value of the product, they'll be prompted to hit the buy now button and win the auction for free, rather than go in the hole bidding on an item. This feature here allows you to choose the theme that you are currently running. Penny Auction Wizards currently has over 25 different themes that you can browse on our site and purchase. If you have a custom theme that you are interested in purchasing, our staff can create that, and then you can select that here. And then once it's enabled, it'll show on the front end. The CDN setting, or Content Distributions Network setting, this can significantly increase the load time of your website by passing all the images on your site through a CDN or Content Distribution Network. In order to use this setting, you have to sign up for a CDN service. We recommend Max CDN for this. Once you've signed up for Max CDN, all the images of your site will be transferred over to your CDN, which will be located at a subdomain which will pass through the CDN network. If you enable this, all the images on your site will pass through the CDN and will significantly increase the load time of your website. Typically, CDNs, I'll add this as a note, CDNs are used for large-scale penny auction deployments. Sites like Quibids and other large penny auction sites use this. Essentially, in a nutshell, CDNs is a network of servers or cloud network located around the world. The CDN will detect where your users are and serve up the images of your site from the various servers that are closest to the user. So if a server is located in Dallas, Texas, and the customer is located in Dallas, Texas, the server that is located in Dallas will serve up the images rather than, say, a server that you have located, say, in Chicago. This generally will increase the load time significantly of the site because, as you might know, images loading on a site is the largest portion of the load time when somebody visits your web page. Don't decrease the buy now price from bids from the auction bid pack wins. This is equivalent to the Quibids token bids. when somebody wins a bid pack auction on your website, these bids do not carry the same value as bids on your um, bids that are purchased on your website. So this separates the two type of bids. Users, when you enable this feature, users have the ability to select which bids they would like to use when they're bidding on the auction. By default, it can be set to use one bid auctions, bids first. The next setting is again has to do with the state tax. We just covered that with the choosing of your location. And then again, demo mode is something you would never enable. This basically puts a bar on the front of your website that allows users to choose different themes. This is if you're demoing the software anytime and you want to allow users to see the different themes on your site, you can do that, and you can click and save at that point.